from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who's here to take your mind off of stuff, keep you company, here to be your bore friend. I sound a bit like an announcer for the most dull monorail ever, or a train. Please board to be bored. But if you're new, welcome. Hard for me to get out of that voice now, but welcome to Sleep With Me. It's a podcast to put you to sleep and keep you company so that you can fall asleep. It's here to be your companion in the deep, dark night. So just see how it goes. The show is very different. It's usually sillier. I wanted to say something about pom-poms. And then I said, well, like pom-pom's just nice. Pom-pom does just fine on its own. Doesn't need me to go pom-pom. It's P-O-M, P-O-M, I think, not palm. Though, well, I guess it's probably someplace that's like, you could, what's clapping? Pom-pom, palm to palm, contact, so, I don't know. That just petered out, too. That's why I guess I should have never talked about pom-poms before. Another good name a poodle. How many poodles do you think are named pom-pom? Or pom? I mean, for short, see, I go by pom. My name's pom-pom. And being a poodle's my game. But you could call me Pom. Okay. And why don't you pat me with the palm of your hand? Yeah, get to it already. Poodle's my name. Pom-pom's my name. Poodling around. What does poodling around even mean? Actually, I'm supposed to start a sleep podcast. I'm sorry, Pom-pom. Though that is a great name for you. I actually prefer calling you Pom-pom. But though I guess if you were my dog, I'd probably, eventually we'd go into the casual relationship where I could call you Pom. And then maybe Pommy Poo, Pommy Poo, come on, time for supper sup. I guess probably not, though. Anyway, welcome to Sleep With Me. It's a podcast that puts you to sleep and keep you company and take your mind off of stuff. This is just the scant beginning of the show, though it's already longer than a scant. After this, we'll have sponsor support, so you can listen to the show for free or paying for it's optional. Then a long, meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. And then after that, we'll cover the second half of our discussion of Bring It On, watching the film in real time. So that's exciting stuff. So welcome to Sleep With Me. I think that's it, the podcast that puts you to sleep. And these sponsors make it possible. All right, but Scoot's here, and this is where I talk about, supporting the show. So this is really only for regular listeners. If you count on Sleep With Me or you use Sleep With Me on a regular basis, you're a long-term listener. Does Sleep With Me do anything unique for you, right? Is it a part of your life and it's a unique way? Like when you just discovered the show or it started helping you, you're like, wow, I had no idea this existed, but I was looking for it. And then does it provide something for you? Is it unique and does it provide does it do anything for you? Does it help you fall asleep or take your mind off of stuff so you could fall asleep? Or does it keep you company? Does it distract you during the day? So is it unique or somewhat unique? And does it do anything for you? If the answers are yes to both of those, how much is that, is that worth anything to you? How much are those things, the unique part and whatever it does for you, worth to you? But the other question is if Sleep With Me went away, what would you be willing, would that change what it's worth to you? Would it change the value proposition? But to get it back, oh yeah, I'd pay $50 a month and you don't even have a tier at that level. So just think about that. But if any of that resonates with you, don't wait. We really are in a position now where for at least a time, I'm going to have to kind of, really work hard to get more people involved in supporting the show. have the listeners. It's just getting the attention of enough listeners, a small percentage of people, but people that are said, oh, okay, I'll do it now. You just go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus and sign up, support the show. Even if you're not sure, sign up for, all the trials are 7 days, and then you could change your mind. But at least then you've done something. You said, yes, it's unique. Yes, it really means something to me. Yes, it does something for me. And no, I don't want to wait. I don't want it to go away. So thanks. Think about that. sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. All right, everybody, it's time for the Sleepy Supporter Zone. This may be the last Sleepy Supporter Zone you hear. We're making some changes to the show. Our longtime editor, Karl W., who edited the Sleepy Supporter Zones last month, crossed over that great rainbow bridge to the big farm in the sky where Karl could run with all those dogs that are up there. So all those sweet dogs are happy to have Karl hanging with them, petting them, walking them. Question, though, for Karl, if you ever get back, do the dogs need, what's the leash situation? I'm assuming, I don't want to assume there's no leashes in the big farm, but we'll miss Karl, even though those dogs and everybody else is happy to have him. He was such an amazing person to work with. And Karl's been working with the show since 2016, and Karl's a huge part of his communities, our community. There's so much work that Karl did for the show that he worked so hard at not being heard on the show. Like that was his job and one of his superpowers. But his actions were heard, and so if you want to support two of the organizations that Karl supported in his memory, we're going to have links to New York City Mesh and Sean Casey Animal Rescue in the show notes. Those were causes that Karl was involved in and close to his heart. So please consider supporting one of those two organizations. I'm not exactly sure what the beginnings of the show are going to look like in the future moving forward. Just because, yeah. So we'll just see. And but yeah, thanks so much for listening. And, what else happens in the supporter zone? Is this where I say, Mystery Bard, a lot of people help out on the show, including Karl. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Karl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. And don't forget, if you want sleep phones, sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep phones, the most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me. Use Sleep With Me at checkout. And what do you say we slow it down and get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you can set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be things on your mind, thoughts about the past, the present, the future. So thinking stuff, thoughts. It could be feelings, anything coming up for you, like emotions related to those thoughts. So feelings about the thoughts, or feelings that are just there, or feelings that have been there, or feelings that are coming up. It could be physical sensations. It could be changes in time, temperature, routine, clocks. I guess they're not changing mechanical time. Talk about a very human thing to do. particularly here where I live, or I think we've talked about this before. But anytime I'm recording this right on the verge of a time change, and it's like, oh boy, yeah, we gotta show our dominance. Let's mess with that clock. We're gonna show Mother Nature laughs. We're gonna show you, Mother Nature. There you go. Planetary, whatever you call that. What is that called when we're circling around the sun and stuff? Is that what happens? There's a word for that, but somehow my brain doesn't have it handy. What are we in orbit? Yeah, there you go. Orbits, planets spinning, all that stuff. Nah. We got it. We're going to change the clock by an hour. Well, which way shall we change it? How does that reflect the? Oh, no. Let's not get complicated. Well, don't worry. We'll come up with a perfectly logical reason for it. Well, what if we come up with logical reasons, clearly science-backed logical reasons not to do it? No. The point is to do it, so we show we can do it. If we stop doing it, what would they need us for, right? Aren't you supposed to be explaining what a sleep podcast is? Yeah, but I'm just realizing, is this like how you stay in charge? Because at some point, I know the dates changed. Pretty sure in California we voted on this one, and we said, let's just get rid of this whole thing. And any other time that happened, something seemed to happen. But I think it was weird. Like, how come with we voted, I think, but it was to apply, to ask the people to change, to look into create a committee about possibly changing it. Yeah, we heard from your committee, and we've decided to think about, we're going to think on it for a few years. We've established a board to think, we're looking into it. Trust us, this is good for everybody. Believe it or not, this is the fabric. So just don't look here. Do you have anything to do with the Wizard of Oz? Nothing at all. Move on, please. I think it's really important that you get back to introducing your sleep podcast. It is important, but I don't know how I got you on the podcast. Are you the time? What are you? It doesn't matter who I am. I'm merely an imaginary representative in your mind of time change. But, I guess time does change, but it doesn't really. I don't know. I guess, yeah, you're right. You know what I'm doing? I'm pre-grouching. I'll be grouchy tomorrow. So I had to go, I guess I got my grouch on early. So I apologize. You're right. I should have never contemplated how ridiculous this whole thing is. You're right. We can agree on that. Why don't you now? Okay, so I'll get back to it. So whatever's keeping you awake, could be time change or, the results of it. But it could be anything. The only reason I list some stuff, whatever it is that's keeping you awake or related to whatever's going on with you, right? Whether it's situational, temporary, long, you've been dealing with it, you're not sure. Whatever it is, I'm here to try to help just by keeping you company and taking your mind off of stuff. But the reason I'm here to help is because I know what it's like. I've been there, tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble, getting to sleep, trouble, staying asleep. Welcome. That's why I go through all this stuff, because I'm here. I don't know. I know how it feels. And for me, there's a lot of different feelings related to not being able to sleep, depending on, what the stage is and what time it is. But none of them are, it's not like I'm like, oh boy, this is great. Occasionally there's been situations where I've wanted to stay up. And actually in those situations, I get really tired, right? Even for big events, or they say, oh boy, you got something with the moon and the stars going on. You going to be up for that? Well, on paper, I would love to do that kind of stuff, but I don't know if I'm already asleep. I don't really want to, mess with it. So probably not. I'm tired anyway. But, like, I don't know, other times when I can't sleep, even if I'm like, I feel lonely and alone, even when I'm not, or even when I grew up in a house full of kids and it just wasn't pleasant. And so if I can help with that and let you know you're not alone, and you say, Scooch, you don't know what it's like to be me. I'd say, you're right. I don't know. Maybe I know how it feels. Maybe I can relate to how you feel. But even if I can't, someone who's listening right now, somewhere in the world, which I believe we are on, what is that called? Are we in orbit or whatever, revolving around the sun, and our planet is revolving on its own axis, apparently. Like someone else is out there that can relate to how you feel, and they're nodding their head because they know it's important. And they believe you deserve a good night's sleep, a place where you could get some rest and the rest you need so your life is more manageable. And if you get that rest you need on a regular basis, your life's going to be better. And that's important to all of us. And it may not seem that way. It may come across, but it's true. And it means that if your life is better, our world's a better place to be in. So it's important, and it's important to me. And that's why I make the show, really. And the way I do it is I send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm using lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous pleasures. I almost said pointless meanders and superfluous, pleasurable tangents. Tangents may or may not be pleasurable. And lulling, creaky, dulcet tones. So what that means is kind of what you've already seen. I'm going to get mixed up. I'm going to forget what I was talking about. I'll get distracted. I'll talk about something else. That won't make any sense. Then I'll try to return to the structure of the podcast, and then I'll get distracted again. And all that in a voice that's not traditionally soothing or what you'd associate with sleep audio. And that's the whole reason I made the show. Like, I tried out bunches of different stuff over the whole, I've tried, if you're like me and you tell somebody you can't sleep, they give you this advice. I mean, they always say, well, I sleep just great. And that's not helpful. Just in case anybody's listening, just say, okay. Don't say, you know what, I sleep great. I mean, I get it, but I mean, you're not listening to this podcast anyway. So this is more of like aspirational conversation. And then they say, well, but my Aunt Bertha, she tried doing this, have you tried holding marbles in your hands? I don't know, work for my Aunt holding marbles in my hands to fall asleep. Oh yeah. Work for my Aunt Martha. You do that. And then she would listen to this tape where the person, I don't know, it's some sort of audio and it's very serious. So she's holding marbles in her hands in a serious way, or the audio? I don't know. It worked great for her. I mean, apparently, I don't know. Did you ever ask her? No, that's what she did. So she held children's this one could be one I said, wait a second, that idea is terrible and interesting at the same time. I mean, it'd be funny. It'd be entertaining if you say, I've lost my marbles yet again. Another night where I lost my marbles. That would be the goal. So that could add some levity. I can imagine, like, you can only hold on to them for so long. That's kind of like the podcast is like trying to hold on to marbles while you're asleep, because obviously at some point your grip's going to loosen. But the other thing I'm thinking about marbles is if they got warm, that wouldn't be half bad. I mean, I guess one, it would be talk about a pratfall. Okay, so this is the main thing. Is like when I got up to see the WC or whatever, or get up in the morning, then they'd have a floor full. It would be like a getaway movie where, whatever, Home Alone or whatever other movies, put a bunch of marbles on the floor. And then they'd say, okay, tell me what happened again. Well, I couldn't sleep. Okay. And then what happened? Oh, somebody that I work with told me their Aunt Martha or Bertha. No, tell me what happened this morning. Oh, no, I'm getting to it. I get into it. their Aunt Bertha would hold on to marbles to fall asleep and listen to some audio, but the audio was way too serious for me. So I couldn't listen to that because it wanted me to like pretend I was a cricket and then talk about sunshine, making a cricket smile. I don't know. It's very, just not, and then, yeah, I don't know. It just didn't work. But so I tried the holding the marbles part. Children's marbles? Well, here's the thing. Are there professional, are there like adult marbles? Aren't marbles like is there a professional I mean, I guess maybe there is. If there isn't, can we hold that can we retain ownership of that? Professional marble, PML? Professional PLM, Professional League of Marbles. Yeah, would you, I mean, that would be pretty cool. What do you do for a living? Professional marbler? Like you put marble in homes, like in the kit? No. I play marbles from pro. I mean, here's the thing with collectibles. This probably could be a thing. You say, oh, well, he won he's a professional marbler. Like there's a league of professional marblers. No, he's kind of like a vagabond. He's a marble vagabond. He goes around the world playing marbles. And I guess I thought this podcast was going to be about, this is the second time I've tried to record a podcast opening for Bring It On 2. Bring It On Part 2. Now I got to talk. Now tonight's episode is going to have to be about marble vagabond. So I guess we'll figure that out after. But for me, no, I just spilled them on the floor. They were in my hands. So, yeah, okay. So tonight you're going to talk about the marble vagabond instead of Bring It On 2? Yeah, but at some point, Bring It On 2 will come out as well. Okay. So anyway, what was I saying? I went so far off topic. Podcast. I don't know. Well, but so I'm here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff so you could fall asleep. To distract you from whatever's keeping you awake. To be your bore friend, your bore sib, your bore bae, your bore bud, your bore bird. There's no pressure to fall asleep with this show. It's going to be here. I'm going to be here over an hour. I guess we'll do this. How about this? We'll make this one for Bring It On 2, and then another episode will be for the Marble Vagabond. I think that's more fun. But so this is a podcast that you don't really listen to, kind of like having those marbles in your hands. It's just something you're holding on to loosely, like a TV on in the other room. And then I don't put you to sleep either. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep. Like I just said, to be your bore bae, your bore sib, your bore bud, your bore bestie, your neighbor, your bore bee, your bore burr. To be your friend in the deep dark night, keep you company. And, that way, if you can't fall asleep, I'll be here. If you do fall asleep and you're not listening, I'm here, which is strange, a strange idea, but that's just how this show works. So it's a podcast that doesn't really put you to sleep. You don't listen to it. You kind of barely listen to it. Could involve marbles, but more figurative marbles, and pom-pom, and a poodle named Pom-Pom. But, what else do you need to know here? Podcast doesn't put you. So most people don't like this podcast when they first get here. They're skeptical, doubtful. They don't buy it. What are you even talking about? So that's normal. If you're skeptical or doubtful, give the show a few tries. That's what most regular listeners who support the show directly said. And didn't like the show when I first listened to it. It didn't make any sense. What was going on? So give it a few tries and see how it goes. If the podcast never works for you, we have a website, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. That has other sleepy stuff on there you could check out. So check that out. What else? Podcast you don't really listen to, won't like it. Structure also throws people off. The show's very adjustable, but this is just how most people listen. And since the podcast, it comes out like linearly, but you can adjust it. So the show starts off with a greeting, friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So you can say, okay, I can check that podcast out. Then there's sponsor support, so the show can be free. Paying for it's optional. That's just what works for the majority of listeners. If you don't like listening to the support stuff, you could either support the show directly on Sleep With Me Plus or join our referral program, and you could get ad-free episodes just by spreading the word about the show. But for most people, they'd rather just listen passively and not have to pay for the show. It just works for most people. Then after the support, this is an important thing. This, because I've been talking for 20 minutes now, plus, as a part of the intro, which is separate from the support. The intro goes on and on and on. You never know what's going to happen. It is a show within a show. I mean, I never thought we'd cover the ground we did. And we came up with a new idea that probably wouldn't work for falling asleep, but I may try it at some point. I'll just have to I'll just have to have some way of letting me know the floor could be covered in marbles. I mean, because I don't know, waking up with warm marbles might be nice. If their body, that could be another service I do for rich people, like the ultra wealthy. These are hand warmed marbles. I don't know what do you want me to do with them? You lay on them, I guess, but they've warmed in the palm of my hand. Oh, well. I'd prefer marbles warmed than somebody else. Okay, well, yeah, we can do that for a fee. Like that was the idea I pitched a long time ago. Human warmed bathtubs. You say, oh, no, I warmed your bath without any water in it. No, I lay in there. I warm it up for you. Clean it. No, don't worry. I have a Tyvek suit on, but like a specially designed one that's for ultimate heat transfer. And I warm up your bathtub for you, even though you're going to fill it. It's just, it's incredibly extravagant because I know you're going to fill it with warm water anyway. It's just something we offer at this imaginary hotel. Human warmed bathtub. Scoots, warm it up bathtubs by Scoots. That's what originally was going to get called. Was going to call the business when it was, I thought it would be a more mainstream business. Turns out the demand for human warmed bathtubs is almost nil, almost all imaginary demand. Okay, so what else I got to get to? Structure show. The reason the intro goes on and on and on is to ease you into bedtime. The intro is not designed to put you to sleep. It could put you to sleep, but for most people, it's a part of their getting ready for bed, getting in bed, getting comfortable, or doing a chill activity time. Because that's just what's been shown to work, and what works for me is having a wind down to give you some distance from the day, and so you have no pressure to fall asleep. The intro is easing you towards sleep. A small percentage of people do fall asleep during the intro. We're very happy for them, and there's people that skip the intro. And I guess I feel a little ambivalent for them because they missed out on this ridiculous stuff, which you don't even need to remember. You say, that was ridiculous. I don't even remember what you were talking about other than it was ridiculous. And I say, you'll always remember the Marvel Vagabond. And I say, no, the Marvel Vagabond. Maybe I'll do an episode about that, hopefully one day. So that's the intro. It eases you into bedtime. And then again, there's sponsor support after the intro. If you don't like that, just support the show directly. And then there's our bedtime story, which will be covering the second half of the movie Bring It On. So we'll finally find out if it's like what's been broughten. And this was part of we had Bring It On week a little while ago where we had 2 different Bring It On related episodes. And then there's thank yous at the end. So it's the structure of the show. It's why I make the show. I'm really glad you're here. I don't know. I mean, I love it when things go off the rails like this. And this is really like where some of the ideas from Sleep With Me get generated. So, yeah, just see how it goes if you're new, though. But I'm really glad you're here. I work really hard. A team of people work really hard. We're all so glad you're here. I mean, really, I hope this show can really help you out. And those of you regular listeners, thank you again for coming by so many times. So all your kindness and support. I really appreciate it. I mean, really, these kind of journeys would never happen. The show would have stopped years and years ago, and it'll only continue based on your support. So it's an honor for me to do it. So I'm glad you're here. We all work really hard and strive, and thanks again for coming by. And here's a couple of ways we're able to do it for you for free twice a week. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots, and I actually need you to listen to this message. If you're a regular listener, sleep with me. If you're new, don't worry about it. But we've got some big decisions with the show on the horizon, so I really, really need your help. If you are a regular listener to Sleep with Me, and it has changed how you sleep, you rely on the show, you like the show, it does something for you, or you feel good about the podcast, you like it, or you count on it, I really got to ask you to take action. So if Sleep With Me means something to you or you like it, if you can afford to support the show directly, or you're willing to consider giving up one takeout lunch a month to support Sleep With Me, try out a trial of Sleep With Me Plus and test out Sleep With Me Plus over the 7-day trial and just see what you think. But I think you'll find you'll be blown away because there's so many different ways to listen to Sleep With Me and stuff like that. So if you think you could afford to support the show, please do that at Sleep With Me Plus, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And if it doesn't make a difference to you, like it's like I can move on to something else if you stop making the show, or you decide to put out way less episodes, or you change what you're doing, I totally am fine with that. That's fine. But if Sleep With Me really does make a difference for you, I mean, I love making the show. I don't like being direct because I usually get way more not nice emails when I'm direct about stuff. But I don't want to put out a message like 3 months from now and be like, you know what, we're changing things up, and we've made some hard decisions. I want you to be a part of this decision-making process, because it's really like the other time Sleep With Me's been in this place. It's just taking being direct and saying, hey, if you care about the show, I need you to think about doing something about it. So think about it. And yeah, it'll be cool. Like I trust that there's enough of you out there that get so much out of this show because I've heard from you before. So yeah, check out sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus or take one of those other actions. And what do you say we get on with the show? All right, this is Scoots here with the second half of Bring It On. Watching this, what do you call it? This kind of live watch along of Bring It On. When we last left off, it was a turning point in the movie. Seemed to be for the positive, but you know, if we know anything, it's that probably not though, right? Because they had hired a what do you call that? A choreographer, and the choreographer was seemingly to turn things around, and it started the practice sequence. But who's the character's names? Oh, Missy was not sure. And then Torrance and Cliff's blossoming romance had begun in what looks like the actual Hollywood Hills, or like the hills in Los Angeles, greater Los Angeles areas. Antonio Banderas would say, oh, Cliff's very athletic. He just did a full gymnast move on the swing set. And Missy's in a swing. Cliff begins to push her in the swing. I can think of what neighborhood this is. It's I'm pretty sure I can remember passing it. But I don't know. Can't think of the name of it right this second. So Cliff's talking about school stuff. I don't know. And he's doing some close talking, and I think he's saying, I believe in you, Missy, or Torrance, I'm sorry. Oh, and then they almost have their first kiss, but Missy comes out and says, state regionals, here we come. And she does some pretty good dancing. Universal Cheer Association regionals, Cal State Dominguez Hills. This is where Aaron goes to school. Interesting, right? Is that the boyfriend's name? All right, so we see the team come in, RCH. Missy's looking around. Whoa, this is not what I expected. High school cheerleading championship. Welcome to the world of competitive cheerleading. And so I wonder what year Pitch Perfect came out. I'm guessing 2006, 2007 maybe even the 10s. And how much of an influence this was on the creation of Pitch Perfect being a college kind of next generation more of a comedy, where this is a little bit more of a teen rom-com. Actually, it's not rom-com. I mean, like a teen film with romantic. Missy's really unsure. So I guess she's like, in some sense, our proxy, because she says, this is unfamiliar. I've entered a new world. And we're watching two of the cheerleaders disagreeing. Who's this? I don't know the names of these cheerleaders. I already forgot. Darcy and somebody. Courtney. All right, then we see a first team cheering. We see the judges. We see some parental cheer parent saying, pay better attention while you're judging. Cheer mom, I guess. Dance moms meet cheer moms. Okay, they're doing extra points for a clarity and an effulgence. I don't know what that means. Did we bring those? Clovers are here. They slow walk in and they are like so impressive that the two team members from RCH are speechless. Oh boy, we're not going to win. Okay, UCA, California Regionals, the East Compton Clovers. Yeah, Clovers. And they start their routine backflips right away, dancing, jump, whatever those are, where you toss high, jump, and we don't see the closed captioning, just like any idea of the cheering, but X's and O's kind of, judges are into it. Clearly the judges are very into it. Oh, wow, another big toss. People are cheering. Crowd is up. Some of the RCH people are dancing along, rolling. Another big one in the air. Judges are like, whoa. Trust moving or trust, you know what I'm saying? A lot of teamwork, too. Not just like cheering, but catching and dancing. Torrance's face is... oh, no. Then they're getting interviewed. Rancho Carne Toros, 5-time champs. This year led by senior Torrance Shipman. What's it like being the head of the Toros? What can we expect this year? Well, everyone goes out there the same way. Just be prepared and hope for the best. We're just glad to be back here and eager to see what the other squads have. And then they hear Sparky, prepare for Sparky, mighty muskrats of Mesa Cucamonga. And we see the cheer hands or whatever, spirit fingers, thank you. This is a routine, the same routine, but they're doing it first. And it's not livening the crowd. We see Cliff in the crowd, he's unimpressed. We see Aaron in the crowd. He's wearing a sweater, with a mock turtleneck sweater. But there's like Torrance blows a kiss, and Cliff is confused and says, did Torrance just blow me a kiss? Missy goes and says, uh-oh. This is because I dropped the spirit stick. And she says, no, it's not. Look around. This is not good. Rancho Carne is up next. Now what do we do? We broke the rules in two different ways. Unknowingly, and then knowingly, we hired a choreographer who, of course, gave us and then they say, I bet this is going to be good. But they're going to do the exact same routine. They get their spirit fingers ready. And they begin the same routine that was just done. And the judges say, wait a second. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's better or worse, right? Clovers are like laughing. They're doing another routine that's not original, basically. How hilarious. And Big Red is stunned because she can't believe it. And the crowd is silent. even though they're doing a good job at the routine, but it's more of a presentation than the Clovers. I don't know. The Clovers were doing more like where they were relying on one another. This is much more of a dance routine. And then they become mannequins or something. It keeps getting worse and worse, basically. And everybody's stunned. Crowd is silent. Cheers are doing the best. Big Red is not happy. Total silence. Throat clearing silence. Rancho Carne Toros, ladies and gentlemen. And, oh boy, that's a mistake. And the Clovers say, that was interesting. This is ISIS. You should have just stuck with our routine. But don't worry, we'll be at Nationals. We'll send you a postcard. Torrance goes off on her own. And then the head of the cheer association says, yeah, we got an issue here. And Jerry Lee Lewis, Cliff has a Jerry Lee Lewis shirt on. And Torrance is talking, yeah, we saw official cheer business. We saw your routine. Cliff thinks Torrance isn't was blowing him the kiss. And Missy's saying, please don't embarrass me. And they say, the judge is like, you were the only one with this routine. Sparky Polestri, any idea who that is, Torrance? Sparky Polastri. Yeah, he's been using the routine from up 6 total squads. And we're going to have a discretionary panel. We've never had a situation like this before. We could disqualify you. And she goes, it was my bad judgment. I'll take the blame. And the judge says there's no precedent for it. Hiring choreographers frowned upon, but not just, against the rules. And you're the defending champ, so you're going to go to the finals anyway, but you better not bring that routine. And she shakes her head. Then Red is mad at Missy with Aaron. They're both side by side. Red says, I gave you a perfect routine. And Missy says it was a stolen routine. She goes, don't be naive, Torrance. I was a leader. I did what I had to do. Typical leaders. Ran my squad. I made a mistake choosing you. My mistake wasn't borrowing cheers. So Missy or Aaron says, not cool. Torrance runs off. Aaron runs behind her, catches up. Hey, don't worry about Big Red. And Torrance says, I don't even know what to do, Aaron. And he goes, listen, I know I haven't always been there, but yeah, I care about you. You know that, right? She goes, yeah, of course. But I hate to see you this stressed out. Not good for you. You're a great cheerleader. And maybe, and he gives her a big hug. Maybe you're not a captain. Aaron's got, it seems a little warm for a sweater, but in my opinion. And maybe captains have to be like Big Red and do that. You're a cheerer, not a leader. He thinks he's trying to inspire her to just cheer. I just want to see you happy. Just cheer. She's like, I can't believe this. Then we see Aaron's Suzuki Samurai. It may not be a Suzuki Samurai, but it's like that, like a Jeep Wrangler. She kisses him goodnight, but he's a little strange with his kissing. She says bye. Then she kind of just frowns, then waves again. He speeds out, blasts his music. She's, down, walks up her driveway. Missy lives at a cul-de-sac. At the end of a cul-de-sac, Cliff's at her door with flowers. Who's that? That was my boyfriend. Cliff's like, huh, okay, well, Cliff's got a lot of lip balm on right now. Here's some flowers, and I made you a mixtape. And he pulls it out of his pocket. He doesn't give it to her, though, I think, or he pulls something out of his pocket. Torrance is crying. Cliff gets in his car. She looks at the flowers. Oh, no, the mixtape is there. To Torrance from Cliff. Looks like it's on metal. It looks like a good quality cassette tape, though. She's got a double deck boombox. She hits play. Oh, he's got like audio. Hey, Torrance, here's something I wrote for you. So he made a song. She's got Wizard of Oz stuffed animals. Whole collection of them. Matter of fact, she's got doubles of, so she has more than one set of Wizard of Oz stuffed animals. He's singing a song about bonbons, and she's listening to it laughing. She also has a radio separate with CD player, looks like, butterflies in my tummy. And she's laughing, and she likes the song, I bring you flowers every day. She's rocking out. I guess it's getting more energy because now she's headbanging. Now she's jumping out of bed in front of Nancy Kerrigan poster. And now she got her cheerleaders. Now she's cheering while she's dancing. And really giving it her all. And it's kind of silly. So really, if as an actress, or actor, you'd have to really let loose to do this. Okay, back at high school, Torrance and who are the other two? Courtney and Whitney. And they say, Aaron said you're going to let us be captain, huh? And don't worry, it won't be hard on you. We'll treat you great, maybe. And she says, everyone, let's not worry about Torrance. We've already decided on a course of action. We're going to skip nationals. And Whitney says, is that Whitney? Is that how I say it? Like, no, not Whitney. I don't know. And they say, we're having a coup of your leadership. Missy, Courtney and Missy. She goes, we're going to come up with a routine and be original. We have a chance, or we could not do anything. And I'm not resigning as captain, so you're out of luck. But it looks like the team kind of believes in Torrance. I believe in the squad. We can bounce back. It won't be easy. It's going to be hard work. We'll need a new routine, amazing, fresh. 3 weeks to get to nationals, but we can do it. We can pull it off. And then we can really call ourselves original. Who's with me? Most of the squad. How about it, girls? It's going to be hard without you two. Do you want to join? Fine. That's what, Courtney and Whitney? Yeah. Let's do this. I think this is a big error for Courtney's. Okay, then now we got like a little school montage, training montage, multiple locations. And getting into shape, and stretching, and high school game, and, they're even like more training, then dance training, working out training, swing dancing, interpretive dancing. So getting all the quadrants, mime, they're getting trained by a mime, martial arts, musicals. Yeah, they know we got the talent. I wonder what musical that is, but Cliff's watching the training sequence. He's down. Whitney's strutting through. Oh, she goes to Aaron's dorm. So this must be the final breakaway. Torrance, what are you doing here? Just surprise visit, babe. Bad time. Yeah, I'm working on a project. You were too busy to believe in me anyway. Oh, no, wait. You sold me out to Courtney and Whitney, didn't you? Now I'm confused. Well, I hope you're not too busy to hear this. So over, Aaron. Kiss my rear. pushes open the door, realizes Aaron's had a date already. Not a great you're a great cheerleader, but you're not a good boyfriend. Bye-bye. Ain't no lie, Aaron. Bye. And Aaron looks lost. Oh, boy. Then we go to the gym training sequence. UCA National says East Compton couldn't raise their money, so they can't go to the thing. What do you mean they're not going? Torrance, that's not good news. What do you mean? They don't go. We could just use their thing. But we have to beat the best, and they're the best. So they have to go so we can be there. So then Torrance is talking to her parents, her brother. Hey, we got to help this other squad. And let's try to help. She's trying, I don't know. She just says to her dad, hey, something, I don't know. The other team deserves to go to the finals, do the right thing. And they're all impressed. They say, our daughter has changed somehow. I believe so. And then we have the Clovers. They're working on writing something. They're going to do a presentation on the talk show. And I say, stop being counterproductive. Let's not joke around. Lisa says, come on. So she has to take her leadership role on her team. We've been practicing even late nights. Yeah, this is what we got to talk about. Then the door opens. Torrance comes in, slow walks. Isis gets up, walks towards her. The other girls get up behind Isis. And Torrance says, you got a sponsor. And she goes, yeah, but you because you're guilty because you took our thing. Your whole world is based on this truth. You know what? We don't want it. She rips up the check, throws it in Torrance's face. We don't need you. And Torrance is like, I'm trying to do the right thing. And she goes, yeah, but I'm trying to be a leader of my squad. That's what a captain does. Well, I'm a captain too, you know. Trying to make right the mistake my captain made. Okay, you want to make it right? Then when you go to nationals, you better win and don't feel sorry for us because we're going to beat you anyway because we're better. And she says, I'll bring it. Okay, here's a bring it on moment. I mean, not the already been brought in because this was just between the two of them. But she says, bring it on. She says, I'll bring it. And then they got some kind of flyers. We see Cliff listening to CDs, walking. Torrance walks up to him, takes his things off. I loved your tape. Cliff says, great. And she goes, listen, sorry about the other night. Just kissing my boyfriend goodnight, but then I broke up with him, so... Cliff says, congratulations. And she goes, well, he didn't believe in me and you did. And Cliff, she says, you believed in me. That's important to me. She yells that the whole school stops, but Cliff has headphones on and walks off. Now we got a Missy training montage. She's in her living room. Holy cow, the house looks like a view of the pool in the hills, man. Holy mackerel. Great natural light, too. So then Cliff's not being nice to his sister. Wow, what a view. And she goes, listen, Torrance likes you, Cliff. Don't be silly. She broke up with her boyfriend. Maybe she does like you. Get over yourself. If you like her, tell her. Cliff goes, I thought I had. And then she goes, well, try again. Let me give you a little tip. Be direct. Be direct. Now we have Pauletta. And this is the show the Clovers are going to be on. It's a live feed to their gym. The team's there. Dear Pauletta, where we come from, cheer's not a word you hear very often. That's what we are. cheerleaders at East Compton High School. We're inspiration leaders because that's what we do. We inspire people from our neighborhood to believe that our team can win, and that's why we're asking you to fulfill our wish. Send us a national cheerleading competition for the first time. Well, Clovers, you got your wish. Audience, the East Compton Clovers. Then they go to the feed. Teams cheering. Isis says, hi, Pauletta. I just want to say how thankful we are for your help. Other kids are cheering. Hey, we love you, Pauletta. We love you just the way you are. And we're going to win. Thanks so much. They have a cheering outfit for Pauletta. And she goes, I can't wait to put this on. And then we go to the Daytona Tiki Adventure Suites, where they're welcoming the cheerleaders for the Cheer Nationals. And we have, like everybody's, there's a pool, okay. So people carrying bags. It looks like they're staying in condos, because Torrance is in a condo. She's on the phone. We have lost our main message after the beep. She was calling Cliff. I think she found out that Cliff actually says, hey, maybe, okay, Daytona. We see cheerleaders jogging. Oh, so the competition is outdoors. I think I read another book with a cheerleading competition because this is suddenly becoming very familiar with me. Or was there another movie with a beachside stadium? Okay, they have the announcer, 50 squads, 50 high schools across the nation. And we kind of get back the tents in the behind the scenes, stretching, walking, talking. We see the Clovers, we see the Toros. Torrance walks away from the Toros, slow walks, taps Isis on the shoulder, and why are you talking? Hey, so our closed captionings we lost, so I'm kind of relying on some other closed captions, but she says, make sure to stay, something about staying in the boundaries. I guess if you go outside the boundaries, then something, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I guess they have boundaries. If you go out, you get DQ'd. Bring it on. Was that, it's already been broughten? I don't know. I think Isis also gave Torrance a free tip for one of her team members. Okay, this is the preliminaries, prelims as they call it, RL high. We see some cheering, or PL high. Slow-mos, WOB high or something. So, and this is like a slow-mos. Then the Clovers, and then CHS, they did a move. Then RCH, Rancho Carne High. I wonder if they do the same routine for each one, like the prelims, or they have a different routine. I don't know. Champion High. High school just in blue, RL or PL. Oh, is that, did we already do RL or PL? They're doing a little Saturday Night Fever. Judges are not impressed. Okay, now we're back at Rancho Carne. They're doing some, whoa, boy, that was a big move. They got applause. Some green team, they had a little mistake. Same with RL or PL. So teams are slowly getting eliminated. Clovers, 3 tumbles and flips. Crowd jumps up. UOD or something. They're doing some waves. So like what it's called, rucksack kicks. They're a little bit out of, okay, field has been narrowed. Tomorrow's final, defending champs, the Toros. They didn't do good at regionals, but they're back. Cinderella Story, Clovers. And maybe those are the only 2 teams. I don't know. Then we're back at the Tiki Hotel. Everybody's, this is like the night before, you know. And we're getting, Or I think somebody's drinking a diet soda, like a Coke, though. And it's Missy and Torrance talking about their blossoming friendship. Couldn't do without you. Couldn't do without you. They hear something at the door, or Missy's yelling. Maybe they're just trying to sleep. Another shot of the beach and the thing. Okay, so yeah, there's a blue square rectangle, so you have to stay in there. This is the finals. Okay, we got the makeup prep sequence. People are looking for their lucky stuff. What's Torrance's little brother? And she says, hit the road. He's trying to be like, he's kind of like a Gen Xer, I guess. And they say, okay, okay, this is another team. I think they're doing comedy. Someone has a runny nose from, getting ready. Okay, two of the cheerleaders, they're complimenting each other. Great lift. Good luck out there. And Tim, Les, nice to meet you. Hey, I'll see you around. Like Tim got on the radar of the other of Tim or Les. And we have more comedy of like people talk, like random sequences, SJH, people like not being ready for the pressure, Okay, then we go to the Clovers. They're trying to steal their nerves. Isis says, don't worry, we've done this a million times. Just relax. She's a very Emma Otter. It'll be okay. We're just back. Let's just imagine we're back at our gym. All will be well. And we're up. Let's do this, Clovers. So the Clovers have to go first. So they go out. They're already picking it up. Crowd is picking it up. Clovers are they're cheering, pre-cheering. They're cheering to pre-cheer. Okay, they get in the ready stance. Wind is blowing, but not too hard. And they start. And a lot of what do they call it? Perpetual motion? Kinetic motion. Oh, boy. Oh, there's people checking to make sure they stay in bounds. Okay, they're going good. There's 3 people, spotters, I guess you call them. And they're having fun. Most importantly, Clovers are having fun. Their faces clearly show joy, cheerful joy. Intensity and joy. Okay, they got a couple tumble routines. Another big tumble routine. Another one. Oh, boy, wow. Now they do more the cheer dancing, then more up in the air stuff. I don't know what it's called. Well, I covered this for 2 episodes, but okay. Then some sort of domino style, upward dominoes move. Okay, more coming together. This must be a build towards, okay, everybody's up. Another tumble. Another toss. Okay, more moves. Judges are loving it. Crowd is loving it. And a final tumble, and then okay. No, yeah, and then they go into the everybody's standing, and crowd goes wild. Everybody's happy. Judges are writing furiously, and Clovers are feeding off the audience's energy. And they exit, and the Toros are watching. Cliff is in the crowd. Cliff waves at Torrance and his sister. Okay, Toros are up. Let's do it. Hands in. Trust call. Toros run out. They're also showing a lot of energy. They're more of frantic energy. Torrance's parents are there and her brother. he has a not cheerleading shirt on. Okay, so they start with their thing, a lot of arm movement, tosses in the air. Very like, oh wow, some, especially when you're watching it from a higher angle moves. Okay. And, then a tumble across, some spinning stuff. The judges are smiling, Clovers are watching. And, okay, some more tumbling, some jumping, some cheer, like up in the arm stuff. And circle, crowds into it. Some swing dance type moves, swinging around type moves, with jumping in the background. Whoa, the judges say, wow, holy cow, I haven't seen that one. A couple of Clovers are into it. Cliff is really into it. So I don't know if it's like, more of like, some classic rock music, or, early punk. I don't know what the song is. Crowds cheering. And doing more. Okay, and they go into their final move. Oh, no, not their final move. Okay. And then a rollout. Whoa, some sort of, what do we call that? A horizontal spin. Then they're doing their build to the tower type thing. Lisa says, okay, pretty good. And crowds cheering. Audience is cheering. And toros are, feeding the audience, feeding off the audience. Her brother's cheering, or Cliff was cheering, but also Torrance's brother. And get some cheers from the crowd. Judges say, okay, but they weren't furiously writing either. Let's hear for the defending champs. High fives. Okay, we fade. Another crowd cheering. Our 5 finalist teams have taken the stage. Please give them a warm welcome to our MCs. Cheer Fashion Magazine, Brandy Tattersall, and USCA President Johnny Garrison. Moment you've all been waiting for, award ceremony. So all the teams are holding hands. 5 finalist squads. Only one will get the grand prize trophy. A check for $20,000. Jeez. Third place, New Pope High School, Cavaliers, Mississippi. Okay, everybody claps. Well done. And they say Brandy or something, do the honors. Second place, this was a tough decision as there was 2 outstanding performances this year. In second place is from San Diego, California, Rancho Carne Toros. First they're stunned, but then they say, okay, yeah, we got second place. And they start cheering. Now they're really happy. Everybody's cheering. They get the trophy. They're going wild. Seems genuine. And the winners of this National High School Cheerleading Championship, please come. Oh, it's the Clovers. And the Clovers are cheering. They're holding up the trophy. Number 1, grab everything. They're taking, jumping around, getting the photos taken. They're happy. Let's hear it. And then the audience starts to stand and cheer everybody, all 5 teams. Now we got more photos afterwards. Isis walks away, walks up to Torrance. Or is that Torrance, right? Says, okay, great, Captain. Has respect to you guys. You respect us. Okay, great. Good. We're both leaders, eh? Yeah, we're better than you, but, no, we're better than you. And then the spirit stick makes its, made my own spirit stick. That's Whitney? I can't remember names. Cliff's sister. And she's holding it out, and she's saying, Torrance, and she drops it to show Torrance, you can drop the spirit stick and you'll be okay. So she grabs it. She goes, okay, maybe we should get rid of this thing. You're right. They hug. Cliff hugs his sister. And, goes, oh, remember Torrance? Torrance, huh? I think so. And she heads off. Torrance and Cliff say, okay, second place. How's it feel? Feels like first. She smiles. Oh, boy. And she kisses Cliff. And somebody's taking a photograph of it? No. Okay, good. There's a lot of streamers, balloons, and then we have like is this a cast sequence? Oh yeah. So and like this is like silly. Everybody's cheering. Oh, this is like outtakes, or I don't know. This is very fun. Even though I don't have it now, we're having outtakes. But yeah, this is kind of like what do you call that? Where you yes, we have outtakes combined with everybody from the cast cheering together and having fun. And then we start to see the credits roll. And I think these are probably other mistakes, which is cool. I mean, especially as part of a teen comedy, teen film. A lot of Kirsten Dunst mistakes, having fun, but all of them where they're having fun. Now more over the top. I think. I don't know, because I don't know what the music is. And yeah, people dancing, having fun. I just don't know. I wish I knew what the music was. But yeah, like over top dancing. This is all on the stage in San Diego or wherever it was supposed to be, Daytona Beach. And a lot of just like kind of teen, early 20 people like shooting a movie and enjoying, like really being in the characters. I don't know. They seem to be singing along with whatever the song is, because Isis is dancing right now, singing along. Okay, then we're seeing more cuts and outtakes, more outtakes than mistakes, and then more singing along, more Clovers. They're singing along to the song, so I don't know what the song is. And people laughing. There's Sparky dancing with the cheer squads. And we're seeing all the stars of the movie. And, and then... oh, whoa, this one's in high speed. They're doing Roxette-style dancing kicks. That's pretty fun. I like how it's still going, though, because, like, even into the end of the movie, I just appreciate having fun stuff like this with the credits. More outtakes, Macarena, and then along with whatever music is playing underneath, and them... I think these are some just cut scenes that were funny, and then still dancing along to the song and singing it. People being silly with the camera and thumbs up in the camera. So yeah, more outtakes, and that's all. That's everything. So that's the movie, and hope you enjoyed it. Torrance Missy's whose name I keep getting mixed up. Sorry, Missy. Pantone or Pantone. Get Pantone on the phone. Remember that from an intro? Well, good night, everybody. As Isis would say, all's going to be well. We're just do your best. Imagine you're at home and all will be fine. Thanks and good night. All right, this is Drew Scooter. I just want to thank everybody that recently joined Sleep With Me Plus and moved over from Patreon. Helen, Becky, and Logan, thank you. Thanks, and good night. John, Nazia, and Adrian, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Adam, Cynthia, and Kirsten, thanks, and good night. Claire, John, and Michael, thanks, and good night. Summer, Caitlin, and Tracy, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Jay, Stevie, and Nalia, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Kent, Tom and Sally, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Jana, Holly, and Rachel, thanks, and good night. Ashley, Chelsea, and Kristen, thanks, and good night. Drew, Heather, and Debbie, thanks, and good night. Thanks everybody who supports the show directly. Could not do it without all of you. And Like, I literally couldn't do it without all you, whether you support the show on Apple Podcasts or Sleep With Me Plus, or you used to support the show on Patreon, you support our sponsors directly, or you support the show by spreading the word. You really are, like, the reason we carve out this time is because they're like, the podcast depends on you, and I appreciate being able to depend on you. So thank you, especially those people you say, hey, I can't afford to support the show, but I spread the word about the show. I'm part of the referral program. You can trust me, Scoots. I got your back. So thanks for that, because I can't do it without you. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And here's Scoots, either with a plug for Sleep With Me Plus or Tuck You In sponsor. Thanks. All right, everybody, this is a week in review, or month in review, actually. This comes at the end of Sleep With Me. And I think from now on, I'll just put it in the bonus feed of Sleep With Me Plus, unless there's like an update that's pressing. So if you're on Sleep With Me Plus, make sure, you can do everything from the main page at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. If you log in, once you go to that page, you'll have access to all of your podcasts from Sleep With Me Plus. You could change your payment method, change your membership, join the Discord. All that happens just on that one page. It's just 2 clicks to add your podcast app. And depending on what tier you're on, you have access to 3 or 4 Sleep With Me Plus podcasts. So make sure to do that. That's at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And if you're listening to the free show, you may have heard me in other messages. We're really looking right now for 1% of listeners to support the show who listen to the free podcast on a regular basis. It'll change the trajectory of Sleep With Me for you and 99 other people. But you also get all this sweet stuff I'm going to talk about. I also encourage the Sleep With Me Plus listeners to have a dedicated podcast app just for Sleep With Me Plus content. And then keep your whatever podcast app you use for your daytime podcasts, and just try out a new app. There's tons of great free podcast apps out there. But yeah, I'm going to run through Sleep With Me Plus, what's come out in the past month. I'm going to start with the bonus episodes in the bonus feed on, looks like the last episode that came out was Tea with Bernie. That was April 27th. That's this new series that people really love. Welcome to Scooterville. And that's a Posty special edition episode. Then we had a bonus episode, depending on what the Boar Friends and Boar Besties, where I talk about the video game Space Quest and play it. Then on April 13th, we had another Welcome to Scooterville episode, Underground, Picnic Munch episode. So, and then a Fearless Flyer episode came out at the end of March. So a lot of cool stuff. In May we'll have stuff, and then subscriber summer stuff coming out in the all intro and all night episode podcast for those people, Boar Friends and Boar Besties. We tested out like this new thing without theme music, and got great feedback on that. So thank you everybody that upgraded to an annual pledge or took advantage of that thing we're doing. So yeah, we had all intros come out on May 2nd. An all-night episode came out. That's all night. Wait, it comes out tonight. Today's Thursday that I'm recording this. Yeah, so that comes out tonight, all night. TNG and new idea there. If you listen to that, I think we have one or two more all-night TNG episodes to do. Then we had a couple all-intro episodes come out, May 2nd, April 18th. April 11th was all-night Make Great Pets. An all-night intro on April 3rd. March 20th, and Make Great Pets Part 1 on March 13th. Then the story-only feed and in the ad-free feed, both of those. We had Sushi Go board game unboxing came out last night. Our watch of Bring It On, Part 2, came out on Sunday. And it wasn't until after these episodes were that I learned that it was, not another teen movie, that the parody part from Bring It On, that the phrase that got stuck in my head is from, it only took 3 different episodes about Bring It On for me to find out. Wasn't in any of the episodes of Bring It On. But a great time to reflect on Bring It On. And I didn't realize that Kirsten Dunst would be like back in the spotlight in a cool way. So cool timing for that. Then we had Alba Salix, episode 3 came out, Fairy Cake Woods. Multiplex, Cuckoo for Cuckoo Clocks, episode 7. Our Matrix crossover with the Novelizers came out April 24th. April 21st was Birds and Buds, which was Alba Salix episode 2. I've been getting a lot of emails of people that really like the Alba Salix content. And again, some people, not every episode's for everybody. And that's usually what happens is, for every 3 emails I get, that's somebody's favorite episode. I get 1 email that's somebody's least favorite episode. That's just kind of the way it works with stuff. That's why we work so hard as a team to invest the time to be able to keep all this selection going and even adding on selections. But if you really believe in Alba Salix, we are paying them to use their content. So consider supporting the show, or being like, okay, let me become an annual supporter, because that's going to enable us to do that. We're doing all 3 seasons of Alba Salix, so as we roll on from here. So then Multiplex episode 6, Bring It On part 1, and then Bring It On intro. And then the Bring It On intro. So that's everything we did in the past month or so. If you want to support the work we do here, consider supporting the show on Sleep With Me Plus, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. If you're not in a position to financially support the show, but you want to support the podcast, there's 2 great ways to do that. Check out our sponsors. Test out a sponsor, test out a free trial, or refer people to the show. We just had 2 people across the 3 referral threshold, which gets them 3 months of ad-free and story-only podcasts. So consider doing that. Thanks so much.